But then something changed. And that's what today is about. It's a story about change. And this is change that we didn't ask for. This is change that found us. And the question is, how are we going to respond? Well, as any good story in sales, today's story doesn't begin with what we're doing in sales, but rather with our customer. Because it turns out the biggest story in sales today isn't how we're selling differently, it's how our customers are buying differently. And we've come to understand that those changes mean everything. This is a question that we went out and we posed to our members' customers all around the world. Thousands upon thousands of customers in every major industry, go-to-market model, and geography on the planet. And that question that we asked members' customers, customers like your customers, was this. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, as you think about a typical purchase journey today, from customer due diligence begins on the far left to making a purchase decision on the far right, at what point are you picking up a phone? Are you firing off an email? Are you getting in touch with a sales consultant, a sales professional to get our opinion on whatever it is that you are looking to do? And that number came back at 57%. 57% of the way through the customer's purchase journey is the first time that our customers reach out to us to get our input on whatever it is that we're looking to accomplish. Now, when folks see this, they say, yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? If it's a simple transaction, we're more of a fulfillment agent. That makes sense. They're coming to us later. We don't live in that world. Of course, we have a very complex sale. If there's ever a complex sale, you folks are in it. So I said, this maybe isn't our world. Here's the kicker. We actually broke this down, and what we found is that when we look at complexity, the more complex the sale, the later, well beyond that 57% number, is the first time our customers reach out to us to get our opinion. That's a bummer. And it has some pretty dramatic ramifications for all of us in the room today. Number one, the way that our customers and we have interacted in years past has fundamentally changed. Today, our customers have identified a need. They've prioritized that need against other needs. They found the capabilities to address that need, the suppliers who can deliver on those capabilities, and for a lot of our members, the price that they're willing to pay, the customer is willing to pay for whatever it is we're offering them. Guys, this is it. This is it. We don't have to go out to heads of sales and ask them what keeps them up at night. We know. We all know. It's that horrible pit in our stomach when we have those conversations with customers. It's not about what makes us unique. It's about the kind of discount we can offer. We see that every single day. But why are customers doing this? Customers are doing this because they can. Because quite simply, we're more empowered with information today than ever before. The internet is not going away anytime soon, and it has dramatically changed how our customers think and learn and view us as a partner out there. I'll give you an example. We do this, every single one of us, every single day, we do this. In the business and consumer world, show of hands, how many of us have bought a car in the past 5 years or so? Congratulations, awesome. Another show of hands, how many of us have walked into the dealership and said, Mr. and Mrs. Dealer, please tell me everything there is to know about every automotive vehicle on the lot today? The crickets are chirping loudly. We don't do that. We don't have to do that. Why? Because today we're more empowered with information. We can learn on our own. So by the time we walk into that dealership, we know the car, the make, the model, the interior, the exterior, the warranty, the color, even the price we're willing to pay. So the agent walks up to us and says, Mr. Delatorre, so happy you're here. I'd like to tell you about the undercarriage protection. It's like, hold on there, Haas. Back up the boat. That's the vehicle I want. This is the price I'm willing to pay. And if you're not comfortable with that, I've got a competitor on the other end of this phone. Happy to close the deal on the spot. Now, as I said, I fly all over the place, and I tell that story in many different ways. After one of these presentations, the head of sales came up to me and said, Evan, I do that. I said, you do what? He said, I do that. I literally walked in, I bought a car last year, walked into the dealership, sat down at the table. I had the competitor on the other end of the line. When he wouldn't close it for me, I closed it with the competitor at his desk on the spot. I said, his name was Tom. I said, Tom, that's cold. He said, I know. Now, why do customers do this? It's because they can. It's because we can. If you can sum up everything that's happening in this blue arrow into one word, today our customers are learning. They're doing their research. They're doing their own due diligence. And as cynical as it sounds, when we talk to members, customers out there, they said, look, we don't see the salespeople as objective. We see them as trying to sell us something. Well, we are, but hopefully the right thing for their business. So today, as we think about that, we really need to ask ourselves two questions. Every single person in this room, every single individual involved in the commercial organization has to answer these two questions. Number one, do we know where our customers are learning today? Tactically, practically, where are our customers learning today? In our own due diligence, what we found in our own research is that customers are looking at 10.2 information sources, and less than half of those sources are from suppliers, plural. How much mind share do we have in impacting the way the customer learns and makes a decision out there? So question number one, do we know where our customers are learning today? And that brings me to question number two. And we have to answer question number one before we can answer question number two. Question number two is, are we there? Are we teaching our customers where they're learning today? Because if we don't have answers to both of those questions, we have opted out of the first 57% of our customers' purchase journey voluntarily. And that's a really scary place to be.